algebra, order of operations, quotient, and coefficients. In mathematics, a quotient is the result of dividing one quantity by another. For example, if we divide 10 by 2, the quotient is 5. In algebra, the quotient can also refer to the result of dividing one polynomial by another. For example, if we divide the polynomial 6x cubed plus 9x squared plus 12x by the polynomial 3x, the quotient is 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. Coefficients, on the other hand, are the numerical or constant values that are multiplied by variables in an algebraic expression or equation. For example, in the expression 3x plus 2 years equals 8, the coefficients are 3 and 2. In a polynomial expression, the coefficients are the numerical values that appear in front of the variables with various powers. For example, in the polynomial expression 2x squared plus 3x plus 1, the coefficients are 2, 3, and 1. Coefficients are important because they help us to understand the behavior of the variables in an expression or equation. They also allow us to perform various operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on the expressions or equations. The distributive property is a fundamental property in mathematics that allows us to simplify algebraic expressions involving multiplication and addition or subtraction. The distributive property states that a times b plus c equals a times b plus a times c, or a times b c equals a times b a times c. In other words, when we multiply a number, a, by the sum or difference of two other numbers, b and c, we can distribute the multiplication to each term inside the parentheses. For example, let's say we have the expression 3 times 2 plus 4. Using the distributive property, we can simplify this expression as follows. 3 times 2 plus 4 equals 3 times 2 plus 3 times 4 equals 6 plus 12 equals 18. Similarly, let's say we have the expression 5 times 8 to 3. Using the distributive property, we can simplify this expression as follows. 5 times 8 to 3 equals 5 times 8, 5 times 3 equals 40 to 15 equals 25. The distributive property is a powerful tool that can be used to simplify more complex algebraic expressions, such as polynomial expressions. By applying the distributive property repeatedly, we can simplify expressions and solve equations more easily and efficiently. Tell me more about how distributive property is used in more detail. Certainly. The distributive property is a very useful tool in algebra, and it can be used in a variety of ways to simplify expressions and solve equations. Here are some specific examples of how the distributive property can be used in more detail. Simplifying expressions with parentheses. When an expression contains parentheses, we can use the distributive property to simplify it. For example, consider the expression 2(3x plus 5). Using the distributive property, we can simplify this expression as follows. 2(3x plus 5 equals 2(3x plus 2)5 equals 6x plus 10. Combining like terms, the distributive property can also be used to combine like terms in an expression. For example, consider the expression 4x plus 2x plus 3 years plus 2 years. We can use the distributive property to combine the like terms as follows. 4x plus 2x plus 3 years plus 2 years equals 4 plus 2x plus 3 plus 2y equals 6x plus 5 years. Factoring, the distributive property can also be used in reverse to factor expressions. For example, consider the expression 6x plus 12. We can use the distributive property in reverse to factor out a common factor of 6 as follows. 6x plus 12 equals 6x plus 2. Solving equations. The distributive property can also be used to solve equations. For example, consider the equation 4x, 3, equals 20. We can use the distributive property to simplify the left-hand side of the equation as follows. 4x, 3, equals 4x, 12. We can then solve for x by adding 12 to both sides of the equation and dividing by 4. 4x, 12 plus 12 equals 20 plus 12. 4x equals 32. X equals 8. In summary, the distributive property is a versatile tool that can be used in a variety of ways to simplify expressions and solve equations. By mastering the distributive property, students can gain a deeper understanding of algebraic concepts and become more confident and efficient problem solvers. Is that the order of operations? The order of operations is a set of rules that dictate the order in which mathematical operations should be performed in an expression. The order of operations is as follows. Parentheses, perform operations within parentheses first. Exponents, perform any exponents or radicals. Multiplication and division, perform multiplication and division from left to right. Addition and subtraction, perform addition and subtraction from left to right. Remembering the order of operations is important in solving mathematical problems correctly. If the order of operations is not followed, the result can be different from the intended answer. The distributive property is a concept that is related to the order of operations, as it allows us to simplify expressions by distributing multiplication over addition or subtraction. However, the distributive property is not part of the order of operations. Instead, it is a separate concept that can be used in conjunction with the order of operations to simplify expressions and solve equations. Give me 5 examples that is showing how it is done using all 4. Sure, here are 5 examples that demonstrate the order of operations. 4 plus 5 times 3, 8 to 2 squared. First, perform the operations within the parentheses. 4 plus 5 times 3, 8 to 2 squared equals 4 plus 5 times 3 to 6 squared. Next, perform the exponent. 4 plus 5 times 3 to 6 squared equals 4 plus 5 times 3 to 36. Then, perform the multiplication. 4 plus 5 times 3 to 36 equals 4 plus 15 to 36. Finally, perform the addition and subtraction. 4 plus 15 to 36 equals minus 17. The final answer is minus 17. 12 divided by 3 to 2 squared plus 4 times 5. First, perform the exponent. 12 divided by 3 to 2 squared plus 4 times 5 equals 12 divided by 3 to 4 plus 4 times 5. Next, perform the multiplication. 12 divided by 3 to 4 plus 4 times 5 equals 4 to 4 plus 20. Finally, perform the addition and subtraction. 4 to 4 plus 20 equals 20. The final answer is 20. 5 plus 3 squared divided by 2 times 4, plus 6. First, perform the operations within the parentheses. 5 plus 3 squared divided by 2 times 4, plus 6 equals 8 squared divided by 2 times 4, plus 6. Next, perform the exponent. 8 squared divided by 2 times 4, plus 6 equals 64 divided by 2 times 4, plus 6. Then, perform the multiplication. 64 divided by 2 times 4, plus 6 equals 32 divided by 4 plus 6. Finally, perform the division and addition. 32 divided by 4 plus 6 equals 8 plus 6. The final answer is 14. 2 3 plus 4 squared, 5 times 2 cubed. First, perform the operations within the parentheses. 2 3 plus 4 squared, 5 times 2 cubed equals 2 7 squared, 5 times 8. Next, perform the exponent. 2 7 squared, 5 times 8 equals 249, 40. Then, perform the multiplication. 249, 40 equals 98 to 40. Finally, perform the subtraction. 98 to 40 equals 58. The final answer is 58. 15, 6 plus 3, divided by 9 times 7 squared. First, perform the operations within the parentheses. 15, 6 plus 3, divided by 9 times 7 squared equals 15 to 9 divided by 9 times 7 squared. Next, perform the division. 15 to 9 divided by 9 times 7 squared equals 15 to 1 times 49. Then, perform the multiplication. 15 to 1 times 49 equals 15 to 49. Finally, perform the subtraction. 15 to 49 equals minus 34. The final answer is minus 34. Like, comment, subscribe, to follow along for the trip.